Okay, Nick again. One other thing I wanted to specify when it comes to cable modems and or routers that you buy either from a store on your own or if you order one from Comcast. Now, if you just get a cable modem from Comcast, they're going to give you, whatever they think is best for the service that you ordered. But I do know that Comcast is soon going to develop their gigabyte speeds, their newest top of the line faster internet, which is going to be a DOCSIS 3.1 modem. So I'm telling you this because if you go and buy your own cable modem, which I do not recommend, the first thing you want to do if you buy your own cable modem to use with Comcast is call them or try to find on their website somewhere. Probably easy just to call them and have them email you a list of approved modems that will work with their service. Here at Armstrong, we also allow you to buy your own cable modem. We do not support them. We also give you a list of very specific cable modems that you can use on our network. So, get a list from Comcast of what cable modems you would want to buy or you're allowed to buy. And I would definitely recommend a DOCSIS 3.1 modem. All of ours are 3.0, but Comcast is going to start to use 3.1, and you want to be ready for their new stuff. The difference between, you don't have to worry about the differences between what DOCSIS is and what the 3.1 is versus 3.0. It just means different standards of cable internet. And I'm just telling you, if you buy your own, again, don't recommend it, get a DOCSIS 3.1. Now, that being said, just get one that Comcast gives you. Just tell them when you want internet with them to give you a cable modem for your service, one that is appropriate for your service. The technician or the people you pick it up from in the office should have that figured out and know what they should give you. But it's Comcast, so you never know. You're most likely going to go buy your own router. I said in my last video that I would recommend a Netgear Nighthawk. I say that because I have a Netgear Nighthawk. It's newer. It's an AC 1750 or something like that. It is a little older. I would probably say 4 years or so old is my router at home, but it does great Wi-Fi. I am not ever supposed to recommend third-party routers as a cable technician because I should tell you to go with one of ours. But I will say, privately, that a Netgear Nighthawk I have seen the best performance out of. I also am starting to like TP-Link. So basically, the rest of this video, what I'm going to tell you is what I would recommend for a router. So we already have decided that you're going to get your own, or you're going to get a modem from Comcast. If you do not go with one of their combinations, like I said, there's cable modem, there's router, and there's cable modem router combos. And the cable modem router combo usually just comes from your internet provider, like Comcast. So if you're going to buy your own router and plug it into a standard cable modem, I mentioned the difference between A, B, G, N, and AC. I also mentioned the difference between 2.4 gigahertz and 5 gigahertz. I'm always asked what's the difference between, like when you set up your Wi-Fi router, the first thing you'll be able to do when you're configuring it is pick your network name, what you want your wireless name to be that is broadcast in the air, and a password. No one can connect to your wireless without the password, so set something unique. Don't use the one that comes right out of the box. Go through the setup guide, and some of them come with a CD, and set it all up. Pick your own wireless name. You will see that wireless name on your phones and tablets and devices. You will also see, if you buy the AC dual band router that I mentioned, you'll also see one that says 5G next to it. And you can go into the settings and you can name the 5G something different or just be similar to just says 5G after it. But the difference between 2.4 and 5G is simple. 5G broadcasts on a higher spectrum of bandwidth. It's a higher frequency. And higher frequencies dissipate quicker than lower frequencies. So 5G, and this is why they both still exist, and it's not all 5G. 5G is capable of much higher speeds. If you get the right kind of router, get the right kind of cable modem, close enough to it, you would be able to get a gigabyte speed if you bought that service from Comcast. So when you're in the immediate vicinity around your router, you connect to 5G and you'll get, and this is what I tell our customers, is that you'll get very close to what you're paying for over wireless on a newer device, such as a newer iPhone 7, 8, and 10. Something like that. You'll get your full speed. The reason why 2.4 exists, it is a lower spectrum of bandwidth, it's a lower frequency, like I mentioned, and it travels further. Typically, like if you go out in your yard or something like that and you can't pick up the 5G anymore, or if you're connected to the 5G and it's just really slow all of a sudden, that's because you're too far away for 5G to be effective, and then you can fall back to 2.4. So that's why I said when you buy your own router, get a wireless AC dual band router that's capable of 5G, and it says that right on the modem. You also can look, usually on most boxes of routers, you'll see like a little what I would call, looks like a speedometer, and it'll tell you fast performance and this kind of thing, and what it's capable of up to. I think you'll see most of them says max speed 600 megahertz or 600 megabytes or something like that. And unless you're getting something crazy from Comcast, like I said, the gigabyte service, something like that would do you just fine. You always want to, there's a rating, it says speed and distance. I would always go for distance over speed, because if you get 200 megabytes of internet speed out of Comcast, out of the modem from what you bought with them, then pretty much any router will be able to support that. But then distance is key, because the further away you get, the slower wireless gets. Another benefit of 5G is that nowadays a lot of things operate on the 2.4 megahertz band, such as cell phones, garage door openers, baby monitors, cameras, cordless phones. I don't know if I just mentioned that. But there's a lot of different interference and different things that interfere with a 2.4 gigahertz wireless signal. That's why 5G exists. That's why you always got to connect to it, or want to connect to it. So go with the little needle on the back of the box that says good distance, and it's 5G. And like I said, Netgear is a brand that hasn't let me down. So Netgear Nighthawk, between $200 and $300, wireless AC 5G. Hope that helps.